Everyone, Trisha Paytas is speaking up, and it's just at this stage, like, there's something about Trisha Paytas and just the full, conversation around her that I can't take it seriously. But anyway, Trisha Paytas is now speaking up against all the influencers and YouTubers who are partying and going out. And so before we actually talk about it, let's watch what she said. I have a lot of things to say because I think this is really interesting that Trisha is speaking up. Let's get into it.
Hey, film crews. I'm talking television productions, movie productions, music videos,
She's calling
YouTubers doing crazy productions with crews and dancers, not wearing masks. Stop.
Drag.
We're in the middle of a pandemic.
Good. Call them out.
Corona tests are okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not 100% accurate.
True.
You get up to 2 weeks to show.
True.
So if you're out the night before and contracted corona, you test the next day, might not show up. You
True.
might infect the entire crew.
True.
And all the people.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? LA will be in lockdown for the rest of our lives. All because you want to shoot vanity project.
True.
Just stop. I have a music video that I already paid a deposit for. And there's many videos I want to be shooting now. With the crew and being creative and getting out of my house and dancing. But I'm also not about to put people's lives in danger. People are dying from the coronavirus. There is no cure, no vaccination at the moment. So stop large gatherings, especially for your shitty project.
Okay, I have to say, the fact she gave us a little ASMR moment in there, she went, stop, like a, thank you, Trisha. Yeah, this deserved to get called out, and you know what, we've been saying it on our channels, on other drama channels, commentary channels, news outlets have been calling these influencers out, but you know what? At the root of it, if other YouTubers start calling out other YouTubers, like the bigger YouTubers like Trisha and all the rest, that's whenever they start gonna seeing their numbers being affected, because Trisha's numbers will then go over an attack. Whoever's numbers will go over an attack. You know what I mean? Like, I fuck with my audience, but could you imagine my audience swarming Tana Mojo's like Instagram comments like that Camp Rock scene, like, Camp Rock! Camp Rock! Like, fucking like, stop partying, Camp Rock! Like, we're here from Adam McIntyre, Camp Rock! Like, it's not gonna happen for our small channel because you know what? We are a little family, we're a little community, and we like bitching between ourselves, but it's these bigger YouTubers. I can't believe I made that comparison, sorry. Anyway, it's these bigger YouTubers that will actually have, you know, the longing impact. Sorry, I'm still just that fucking Camp Rock! Camp Rock! If no one knows what I'm talking about, it's just gonna make me look so stupid, but... Oh, sorry, serious again. Trisha saying the coronavirus tests are actually not 100%, they're okay, is actually something that nobody is really talking about. A lot of these YouTubers are going to parties and they're like, Nikita Dragon paid for my test, and it's like, okay, you could be tested, but if you went to a party last night, how do you know that it's just not showing up the morning after, like a couple hours after? It does not work like that. I am in no way a scientist or preaching that I know anything about that. But what I do know is if you contract something, if you take a test 2 hours later and it shows up negative, but you actually have it, there's a reason that it's showing up negative, because you've done it so close with you actually get, like, are these people fucking dumb? I know that they are, but like, let's like speak metaphorically, like, are these people dumb? Yes. And it's so frustrating because it's like, oh my god, like Trisha Paytas is having to call yous out. Like, how bad does it have to be? And the fact is, Trisha Paytas is calling this out. And it's also a lot of her friends that have been going to these parties. Tana? We're looking at you, Tana. Tana and Trisha were close. But I don't think anymore because of the Tana and Jason thing. Oh. Let's not talk about that. But before that, you know what I mean? It's people that Trisha's been in contact with that she's having to call out now. And you know what? I don't care what your opinions are on Trisha. I don't care what my own opinions are on Trisha. If a bigger YouTuber with a big platform is calling out these YouTubers, it has to be a little bit of credit given to them. And Trisha then brought it back to her own music videos, but then she was calling other people out for their shitty projects. And it's like, girl, yours is the same. But I'm glad that she's postponed hers and she's not willing to put crews and herself at risk and her dancers and everything, and that's the smart decision. This world pandemic is not like, oh, I can't believe they're on lockdown and we're not. No, we all are. We're all on quarantine, we're all abiding by social distancing. Like, what's not clicking? What's not clicking? Like, sorry, I just needed a moment. So props to Trisha for actually speaking out. And I know she was probably doing this in frustration of the fact that she can't actually do her own music videos and that she's paid deposits on doing them and that other people are going out. And it's like, at the end of the day, they're making the argument that these influencers have to party and have to do these shits, you know, to keep their profile up and to keep their legacy on YouTube, whatever the fuck that means. But no, you don't. YouTube is the best job because you can do it from your bedroom. Are you dumb? Literally, you do YouTube from your house, from your bedroom. This is not a, I need to go out and party and film it so I can have content. No, YouTube doesn't work like that. Like, you cannot use that excuse for being a YouTuber. I am so sorry. And even a TikToker, you film little in your bedroom? Like, fuck off with that. No. It does not work like that. Fuck out of here. So props to Trisha for speaking up. I'm sorry, Queen, that you can't do your music videos. But you know what? I can't do my music videos. I don't have one booked, but I can't do them because you know why? We're on a world pandemic. What the fuck's not clicking? I don't give a shit if you feel like you have to go to these parties, you have to do these film shits. No, you don't. Fuck's sake. Watermelon sugar, hi.
I'm editing and I don't know how I can be so angry and then just break out into song. Like, I do this all the time and I'm keeping it in this clip because you don't understand. Literally, I will like be like on my rantiest mood and then like I'll be like, watermelon sugar, hi. It's like my body's way of calming down after ranting. I sing a little song. Like, I would always go like, I'd be like doing a rant and then I'd be like, can't get you out of my head. Sorry.
So a lot of people were being really supportive of Trisha for speaking up, and I asked my audience opinions on Trisha calling out influencers for partying and doing shits with film crews, like not even themselves, with film crews, like hiring people, bringing families in to film for fucking hell. Without wearing masks and during a pandemic, she mentions how the tests are okay at best due to inaccuracy, which is true, and how these influencers rely on those tests so they can continue partying and use it as an excuse. Jason said, oh my god, that's quite ironic that someone called Jason, sorry. I strongly dislike Trisha, but she has a talent for calling people out worse than her. Rebecca said she's not a great person, but I've got to agree with her on this one. These influencers have the money to get tested and only do it so they can continue partying. And that's literally why they're getting tested, so they can continue. Oh my god. While there are key workers who have struggled to even get tested once. Like, once. But like, imagine being called out by Trisha. Damn, you must have stooped low. Raindrop said Trisha is not it, but the fact that she says anything that makes sense speaks volumes. Like, imagine setting the bar so low that Trisha's calling you out. Millie said, even though I don't like Trisha Paytas, I will have to give her credit for calling out these influencers this time. Beck said she doesn't get to flip after she called it a flu and downplayed it to her audience. There's no way she did that. Well, that's a Trisha thing to do, but like, holy fuck. RF said she's trying to get her like count up, full of BS. Maja said Tiffany is sort of a hypocrite, however, she's really speaking the truth here. FG said, I don't want to give Trisha too much credit, but she's so right. Tristan said, I'm not all that shocked that she's calling them out. Even though Trisha's bad, she can be very smart when she wants to be and when she's not completely guided by the views. Sharon said, pot calling kettle black. She has had people come to her home, gone out for fast food, no mask, no distance. She should shush. Lucy said, I mean, she's right. Oh, how the turns have tabled. Is it not tables have turned? I feel like I'm having an out-of-body experience. She said the turns have tabled. It's the tables have turned, right? Trish is on the right side of a situation for once. Damn kitchen towel, nice, said, Trisha has been on point with Taddy and the influencers. In my opinion, Trisha isn't problematic in real life. She just does a bad job with separating herself from her online persona. But I don't really support her, so LOL. Ducky May said, at this point, whether I agree with her or not, Trisha calling anyone out for being irresponsible or inappropriate is just ridiculous. We need to stop giving this woman attention. Dea said, Trisha might be insane sometimes, but Trisha speaks straight facts when she's being a logical person. JM said, my first thought was, oh, Trisha, were you not invited? You shitty fuck. That one random kid said, as much as I dislike her, I do appreciate her calling them out. I also like that she points out how accurate inaccurate the tests are. Which, by the way, even if someone tests negative, they should still stay inside for other people's health. And again, it's like, even if you don't have it, isn't it common courtesy if where you're living has high numbers just to stay inside? Camp Rock! Monkeek said, I totally agree with her statement, but I feel like people forget that these tests, even if they were completely accurate, is a complete waste of medical resources and are being wasted on hundreds of people partying. And again, that's like, so fucking true. Sailing said, move out of the way, responsible, accountable Trish coming through. Sophie said, I agree they need to be called out, but I refuse to praise Trisha for doing this when she has purposely offended so many communities and has never apologized. Literal said, as much as I dislike her, she makes a lot of valid points on people worse than her. Plus, even if the individual didn't test positive for Miss Rona, it still helps spreading it. Elle said, I mean, she's right, but does she have room to talk since she's been filming collaborations? Although it's on a smaller production scale, I don't know. One more, so Chelsea said, this kind of annoys me, the rich relying on tests that could be used for those who need them more, whenever they're being used on them who are just going out and partying every single night completely baffles me. And at the end of the day, it's just such a annoying, irritating situation. Guys, what's your opinion on Trisha speaking out and actually making sense here? Again, let's not, you know, hold her to some high, like, oh, well done, Trisha. We'll just give her like a, and then we'll move on. But it's nice seeing these bigger YouTubers calling out this situation because you know what? They're going to have a lot more impact than we do. So I love you. I'll see you in my next video. And let me know again what your opinion is on this. And bye. Camp Rock! Sorry. I need to stop apologizing.